If you're feeling stuck and overwhelmed by the idea of making a New Year's resolution, this is for you. I don't have a magic pill for overnight success or transformation, but there are some things we can do to get started with building better habits today. And yeah, sometimes we just need a little nudge in the right direction. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's been a minute since I posted a video. Honestly, it feels like a hot minute, even though it's only been 3 months since the last upload. But honestly, this happens every single year around this time. I always feel inspired at the end of the year to get my life together, to set some goals, make some resolutions. And then January hits and suddenly it's February and March, and I'm wondering, where did all the time go? Why do I still have the same bad habits? And why am I still struggling to do the things that I want to do? And if you relate to any of that, know that you're not alone. We have all felt this way before. So here's what I've learned from trying, failing, repeating the cycle over and over again. The key to changing your life is to break it down into tiny little steps that you can take each and every day. Because so often when we think about our goals, we think about them in terms of an all or nothing approach. We'll say something like, okay, on January 1st, I'm just going to cut out all sugar and processed food, and fast forward 6 months later, we wonder why we failed. We failed because we set ourselves up for failure by thinking about our goal in terms of an all or nothing mentality rather than a gradual improvement mentality. So instead of setting these big lofty goals, let's start small. Let's start by doing just one small thing every single day to make our lives a bit better. Okay, so before we dive into those tips, I want to ask you to be honest with yourself and ask yourself, why do you want to make a change in your life? What are you hoping to achieve by setting a New Year's resolution? And more importantly, what will your life be like once you achieve those goals? I know it sounds cliche, but we all have dreams. Maybe you want to become an entrepreneur, maybe you want to start a family, or maybe you just want to feel healthier and happier. Whatever your reason may be, write it down, visualize it, really think about how amazing your life would look and feel if you achieve those goals. Now that you've identified your why, it's time to identify your what. What exactly do you want to change about your life? Be specific and realistic. This is a good time to reflect on the past year. What were some of your biggest struggles? What are some areas of your life that you would like to improve upon? Some examples could be things like cutting back on junk food, being more active, spending less time on social media, getting more sleep, or waking up earlier. Pick something that you know will make a positive impact on your life. Next, we need to identify our how. How are we going to achieve our goals? And this is the most important part of the process. You see, having a goal without a plan is just a wish. So once you've identified your why and your what, it's time to figure out how you're going to achieve your goals. And the best way to do this is by breaking them down into smaller, more manageable steps. So for example, let's say your goal is to get healthier. You can break that down into smaller goals, like going for a 30-minute jog 3 times a week, eating 5 servings of fruits and vegetables a day, drinking 8 glasses of water a day, and cutting back on processed food. Now, once you've broken down your big goal into smaller ones, you can start to create a plan for how you're going to achieve them. So for example, you can plan out your meals for the week ahead of time so that you're less likely to eat junk food when you're hungry. You can lay out your workout clothes the night before so that you're less likely to skip your morning jog. By taking these small actions every single day, you'll eventually achieve your bigger goal of getting healthier. Okay, now that we've got that all figured out, let's talk about some ways that you can make positive changes in your life starting today. And if you find value in this video, please consider giving it a thumbs up. That would help me a lot. So the first thing that you can do is stop hitting the snooze button. Like, I know this might sound like such basic advice, but trust me, it makes a world of a difference. When you hit the snooze button, your body gets a mini dose of stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline, which can make you feel anxious and frazzled, not to mention that it messes with your circadian rhythm and it makes it harder to fall asleep at night. So try setting your alarm for the time that you actually want to wake up, and then putting your alarm clock all the way across the room so that you have to get out of bed to turn your alarm off. And then once you're out of bed, make sure to let some natural light in and get moving. The next thing that you can do is cut back on doom scrolling. I don't know about you guys, but I'm guilty of doom scrolling on Instagram and TikTok. I mean, who isn't, right? But all that mindless scrolling is actually really harmful for our mental health. A study from the University of Pennsylvania found that using social media too much can lead to feelings of loneliness, envy, and depression. So try setting aside specific times during the day to check your social media instead of mindlessly scrolling whenever you feel bored. And while you're at it, try cutting back on late night binge watching. The blue light emitted from our screens can interfere with our sleep and make it harder to fall asleep at night. Try turning off all screens at least an hour before bedtime and replace that time with a relaxing activity like reading or journaling instead. Next, try eating better. I know this sounds easier said than done, especially during the holiday season when there's food everywhere. But try swapping out unhealthy snacks for healthier alternatives. One trick that I like to use is to keep a healthy snack like a protein bar or a bag of almonds nearby so that I don't reach for the first junk food that I see. You can also try meal prepping so that you have healthy meals ready to go throughout the week. And while you're at it, try cutting back on processed foods. Processed foods are high in calories, unhealthy fats, and added sugars, which can lead to weight gain and chronic diseases like heart disease and diabetes. So try cooking more meals at home using fresh ingredients so that you can control what goes into your food. Another thing that you can do is get moving. Exercise has so many benefits, like improving your physical and mental health, helping you sleep better, and giving you more energy throughout the day. But I know that exercising can be intimidating, especially if you're just starting out. So try starting with just 10 minutes of exercise per day. You can do things like walking, jogging, dancing, or even cleaning your house. Just make sure to get your heart rate up for at least 10 minutes every day. And lastly, don't be afraid to ask for help. If you're struggling to make positive changes on your own, don't be afraid to reach out to friends, family, or professionals for help. You can also join support groups or online communities for extra motivation and accountability. Okay, so those are just a few things that you can do to start making positive changes in your life today. Remember, progress over perfection. Every small step that you take today will bring you closer to achieving your goals tomorrow. So what small action will you take today? Will you wake up earlier, stop hitting the snooze button, scroll through social media a little less, eat a little healthier, or move your body a little more? Let us know in the comments below. And thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate your support and I hope you have a wonderful day.